um, video tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about all things on stress and sleep and emotions. Hopefully you guys can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Excellent, thank you. I'm actually hiding in our camp trailer because it's the place that is the quietest away from my lovely family, and it still has internet connection. So here I am, nice and quiet. So my name is Casey Bird. I am a premier wellness advocate in Oregon. And I have been with doTERRA about 3 years, and I've just over the years fallen in love with the oils and grown to love sharing with my friends and family and helping them discover natural ways to support their health and wellness. So I'm excited to share with all of you tonight. All right, I'm going to share my screen and go through a couple of slides that'll kind of lead the class. As I have my screen shared, I cannot see you or your comments, but I feel free to go down to the bottom. There's a chat button, and you can type in any questions as we go. I have a couple other leaders here helping me out that'll save the questions, and then we'll address those at the end. And then I will pass it over to Rebecca, and she'll wrap up with a little bit of the business side. All right, so thank you very much for coming. Right. So we are here, as I said, we're going to be going over our stress, sleep, and emotions. So before we start, in the comments, I'd like you to take a minute and I'd like you to, if you want to write them, type them in. That would be helpful. If you want to keep them private, that is okay also. And I'd like you to share out on a scale of 1 to 10 the answer to these 3 questions. 0 would be a not at all, and 10 would be this is a really big problem. So the first question would be, how often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? Second question would be, how concerned are you about the quality and quantity of your sleep? And then the last question is, how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately with ease? So I'll give you a second. I would like you to at least write these down for yourself. So as we go through our presentation today, you can kind of refer back to those. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and type them in the comments. All right. So our whole body is designed to help us survive. And within our brain, we have a function that our hypothalamus. And this is that tiny little control tower in our brain. And when we're feeling stressed, it orders our brain to send out those stress hormones. Often we think of those as our cortisol levels. And that's actually a really good thing. This is what often people talk about our freeze, flight, or fight response. This is what keeps us alive. The unfortunate thing, though, is if we are utilizing those stress hormones frequently or for a long, prolonged state, then it actually starts bringing really devastating effects on us physically and mentally. And we see those within quite a few of the symptoms. So some of the symptoms of that chronic stress, when your body is always producing that stress hormone, we start getting irritable. This is when we can develop some anxiety and some depression. Headaches are very, very common. It can spark migraines. Insomnia, that sleep, we can't sleep when we're so stressed. Poor immune function, this is when people, they get so stressed over time, they start getting sick more and more often because our body cannot fight off the other things that we need to because it's focusing so much energy on trying to be in survival mode. And then also increased blood pressure. So these are some pretty serious symptoms, all stemming from our body's response in how we're dealing with our stress. So 70% of sleep problems are related to stress. They've done research, and that increased cortisol level means that actually our melatonin levels will not rise as they should to promote the restful sleep that we really, really need to reset and function properly the next day. So I'm going to introduce a couple of oils that hopefully you've at least heard of, but maybe some of you have tried before. And these are all available in a soft gel or capsule. And so the first one I want to speak about is our Serenity soft gels. And this comes from our Serenity oil. It's a beautiful blend with a lot of lavender and some other additions. And it's very, very calming to our nervous system. This also helps promote relaxation and sleep. So this would be a great oil to add into your nightly regimen. Often taking it 30 minutes before your actual time that you lay down is the most successful, but also getting into a really nice routine with your oils, with your whole night routine with screen time and your shower, allowing your whole body to kind of shut down and start relaxing. The Copaiba soft gels are another great one. The Copaiba oil, if you're not familiar with it, comes from a tree in the Amazon. It's a resin, but it works with our T1 and T2 receptors within our nervous system, and this can support pain management and our stress release and just that overall calm, and allows us to soothe those anxious feelings. And this allows that really balanced homeostasis presence and rest, so that we're not only able to fall asleep, but we're also able to get quality sleep, not just quantity. And so these two are just a wonderful nightly regimen. Some alternatives, I've been working with a lot of customers lately on our adaptive oils that I'm going to talk about a little bit more later. Our adaptive system, and we actually have a whole system with a roller, a soft gel, and this straight oil itself. And the adaptive oil is honestly my favorite oil right now. And the soft gel itself actually encourages relaxation. It helps calm and it promotes positive feelings. And it's also been known to help with that deep sleep cycle, that REM sleep that we need so much. And so that's really, really important. The adaptive, I pulled it up on my phone. It has a beautiful blend of lavender, which of course we know is the queen of all things calm and relaxation. It has rosemary, which offers a little bit of energizing during the day, that refresh, and neroli, which is another calming oil, and it's an uplifting scent. Wild orange, which we typically associate with kind of an awake and alert feeling, but with the adaptive oil, it's kind of this beautiful balance of relaxing and refreshing and uplifting at the same time. And we've been using it quite a lot for stress and anxiety. And it also has spearmint to help focus your environment. Again, it has the copaiba oils, which help soothe and ease anxious feelings. And then it has magnolia. If you haven't smelled our magnolia, it's beautiful. And this actually has its primary chemical constituent is linalool. I always get tongue-tied on it, linalool, but that is the chemical constituent that we find in lavender that is so sweet and soft, but helps with relaxation. So it's found in magnolia oil also. So that alternative nightly regimen with adaptive soft gels and the copaiba is a wonderful pairing also. And then the Yarrow Palm capsules. Yarrow Palm is all things, when I think of it, I think of all things beautiful, inside and out. It works at the cellular level to promote health and wellness within our skin, our brain, and just to be functioning optimally across the board. And so that's a wonderful, wonderful choice also. I am going to continue on from here. Rebecca, do we have any questions so far?
Not that I see yet.
Excellent. Okay. So another option is if you especially like the roller, this is a wonderful blend to make a hibernation roller. And you combine 20 drops each of these 4 oils in a roller, and then you top it off with your fractionated coconut oil or other carrier oil that you prefer. And the application is really important and interesting. We know that we can apply it to our palms, and we can do some cupping and do our deep breathing. We can also apply it to pressure points on our wrists or back of the neck or behind the ears. But some of the other ways is applying it over our heart, supports that just emotional state. And then the feet have so many receptors on them. And if you are familiar with our reflexology at all, the big toe actually represents our head and neck area. So applying some of these relaxation oils on your big toe actually can help kind of turn and shut off your overthinking and allow you to help rest. And so this roller combination is frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile. And frankincense is prized for soothing and settling the mind. It eases hyperactivity, and it's our king of oils. It's all things healing. So the other nice thing about a frankincense, it actually brings out the best in every other oil. So it's an enhancer oil. So whatever you mix it with, it becomes even more potent and more powerful. Our vetiver is a natural tranquilizer. We joke. I use this on my boys and I put it in my sleep blend, and it stops that mind chatter that just go, 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 go. And it helps kind of just soothe everything that's going on. Vetiver is actually also in our kids roller. That's a thinker, and that thinker oil has vetiver in it, as it helps kind of turn the excess noise off that's going on in our brain and helps us focus in on what we need to focus in on. In this case, sleep. And the next oil is bergamot. This is a beautiful kind of citrusy oil, and it calms agitation and stress, and it's just a natural sedative, and it's beautiful smelling. It's one of my favorites. The next one is Roman chamomile. Now, Roman chamomile is actually my go-to oil when I'm helping and supporting babies and little ones. I call it the magic oil, but in this roller, it can be used for calming and relaxation, and it soothes and clears the mind. So you can see how all of these are very similar and kind of working together in a beautiful balance. On that side note with Roman chamomile, I also just want to remind you, if you are using it with kiddos, you can dilute down very, very small amounts to make sure that it's just not irritating to the young skin, but otherwise they're very, very safe to use. I do 1 drop of Roman chamomile in a 10 ml roller for my friends when they have their little ones, and Roman chamomile can help with diaper rash and soothing and teething, but it's just beautiful to help them with their rest and fussiness. So. All right, so next up we have our mood matrix, and I find this so interesting because as I've been working with people specifically around stress and anxiety and sleep and pain lately, which I know is not our topic tonight, but what I've noticed is so many of these are really, they coexist. And when talking to people, they're like, well, I'm not sleeping at night. But when you find out more, they have a lot of stress in their life. And then it kind of just morphs into they're not sleeping, and then they get fatigued, and then they have pain. And then because of the pain, then they're more stressed, and it just compounds. And so this was interesting to kind of learn more. This has 4 just beautiful oils on it. It has our Serenity blend, our Citrus Bliss, Balance, and I always say this one wrong, Elevation. And these can be used in different ways. So if we're thinking over on the far left, we have kind of that no peace zone. To the far right, we have no passion. And then going vertically, we have that fatigued feeling, and then stressed. And so as you're thinking through, you can kind of think, where in this matrix am I kind of falling? And so the serenity oil up in this top left is, you know, that no peace and that fatigued feeling. It just supports so much of that calming, composing, and just allows you to just kind of reset. The Serenity oil is a beautiful blend with lavender. I put my Serenity blend in our diffuser nightly, and I put it in my boys' room. And I also blend it with the Balance itself when I'm really feeling that need. But if we come down over on the far left, on the bottom, we have the Balance blend. Now this is more of a woodsy smell. Many of my male customers actually really prefer and are drawn to this oil. And this is considered our grounding blend. It's great for consoling and reassuring. And I blend Balance and Serenity together often. And I will tell you, to be very honest, Balance, I'm not typically drawn to the woodsy smells. So Balance wasn't one that I often picked up when I first started using them. But as I started diffusing it more and more, I fell in love with what it did for me and my family. And now I associate it with just that really peaceful feeling, and the smell has grown on me so much, and it's one of my favorites now. So I kind of throw that out there as if, especially those of you that are fairly new, as you're learning and testing out different oils, don't just write one off the first time because of its scent. Oftentimes it has benefits that we really need, and we really grow to adjust and love it. And so keep an open mind as you're using these. All right. So as we come up in the top right quadrant, we've got our fatigued and no passion, and we go to our citrus oils. And so our citrus here is Citrus Bliss. This is a blend, and this is very uplifting, invigorating, stimulating, motivating are the words that they use. I love citrus oils, so this is one that is an easy grab for me at any time. With the citrus oils, you're going to get that kind of uplifting effect with it. And this is a great one to support your emotions overall. And it's one that you can think about pairing with different oils to blend. Since I love the citrus oils, I will often put them with my other oils, with Balance or with a mint or different things. But then you can also think the other way. Maybe if citrus oils are not the ones that you gravitate towards, then maybe add in some of your woodsy or more earthy or your herb smells to kind of counteract and find the balance that you like. And then our Elevation, this is your inspiring oil, your joyful oil. It's encouraging and cheerful. And this is, again, that uplifting citrusy smell, and is still bringing that kind of sense of peace and stress. I personally started with doTERRA due to stress and anxiety that had built over the years, and I started having anxiety attacks. And my doctor actually continued to kind of push me towards prescription medication. And I am not against prescription medication. I believe that they have a time and a place, but this was not it for me. It wasn't a life or death situation, and I wanted to find a natural way to support my emotions as I moved forward. And so that's when I actually found doTERRA. A friend of mine had been inviting me for a while, and I found, for me, those citrus blends and those spice blends are what talks to my heart and allows me to kind of reset and focus and kind of charge ahead then. The lavenders and more grounding are very, very wonderful. And so many of my customers enjoy those also, but I encourage you to keep an open mind. And there's a lot of different ways to support your feelings, and you want to find ones that, one, are beneficial, but two, that you actually really enjoy. Because if you buy something that's not, or you have something that maybe you're not drawn to, you might not be using it as much. Where like Citrus Bliss or some of those that really speak to you, you're going to use more often, and then you're going to get better benefits from it. All right, so feel free to take a screenshot. I should have said that at the beginning. This is an interesting slide, but also know that this video is being recorded, and we can share that out again later. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to our adaptive collection. I spoke a little bit about this earlier, about the soft gels being a really great nightly routine. But this is just an absolutely amazing collection. It was released at our convention last year. So it's a somewhat newer blend that they put a lot of time and energy into. And I'm sure that a few of you are probably pretty big fans of this already. So this entire system is a game changer when it comes to our stress and our emotions. And it's helping us be able to get a hold of what's going on in our bodies, especially when we're someone that struggles with that depression and or anxiety. All right. I know I myself struggle with some OCD tendencies, and many of those emotions kind of are so ingrained for me that it's helpful to have something that kind of supports me in breaking that routine that I'm used to. So I'm going to talk first about the adaptive capsules. This is a supplement. It's not the adaptive oil. It's actually been kind of redesigned. The adaptive oil itself is not for internal use, but they've redesigned it for the soft gels. And it is in a veggie capsule, so it can go in and dissolves in. It promotes that positive feeling and it helps boost your mood, and it's going to help overall with confidence and to ease that state of mind. And it just helps with overall general relaxation. Okay. This has something that's great. It's called the GABA in it, and it works in our gut to help support your brain. Now, if you're feeling like you're having trouble, like me, then you're used to looking around at new surroundings and acclimating to that stressful situation. The adaptive oil is going to be a supplement that really helps you manage this. Okay, and it allows us, when we're moving into a new situation, to kind of take count of what's going on and stay collected with that positive attitude, and then move forward even in stressful situations, and when we're starting to feel overwhelmed. And it's just very, very calming. The beautiful thing about the adaptive is that you can take it in the morning and you can take it again at night, or either or. It's not one that you have to worry about to keep you up or anything like that. And you know what your body needs. We were just doing a stress and anxiety study, and I had a lady that was taking it morning. She was feeling great, and then just still having a hard time sleeping. So she added in that nightly adaptive soft gel, and it was just able to kind of help her all around a lot better. Okay, so now we have our adaptive. I'll check the time. Our adaptive oil is the straight oil itself, the 15 ml. This is great as far as potency. It's beautiful for diffusing, or I like to put this on jewelry. I can't diffuse within my job. I'm not allowed to have a diffuser. And so I wear a lot of diffuser jewelry. And so I put the adaptive oil straight on, not these earrings, but I have some leather earrings and or some fabric earrings. They also make some wonderful lava bead jewelry that you can wear and have those on the go. And so that's how I diffuse my adaptive oil throughout the day and take it with me. The adaptive roller is pre-diluted, and we know that because it's the touch oil, and so this is great on the go also if you can reapply those pressure points. Reapply to your jewelry. And I like to say a little bit more often is more powerful than a lot all at once. So because all of our oils are natural, our body metabolizes them, unlike synthetic medication. Synthetic medication, they can build up and have side effects, and you can be worried about overdose and things like that. That's not the case with doTERRA oils. Because they are natural, you can utilize them, and whatever your body can't use at that time, it metabolizes out, and you can reapply and use again. And so this is great just a little bit throughout the day, often reapplying, and smelling throughout the day. All right. So last little bit, I just wanted to go over a couple other options for diffuser blend recipes. And you're going to see a lot of our oils that we just talked about. This would be a good one to take a screenshot of if you're interested. And this also indicates the ratio. So here we have equal parts of adaptive and wild orange. Adding in a little more citrus to that adaptive is just beautiful. We have our balance and wild orange, our citrus bliss, sandalwood, grapefruit, and elevation. We've got peace, balance, and vetiver here. This one is going to be more of a grounding, earthy, woodsy smell. And then we have our forgive, balance, and breathe over here. So these are some great options. And then to finish up, if you haven't already started your loyalty rewards program, that is something that you definitely would benefit talking to your upline with. The loyalty rewards program is a monthly order subscription, but the great part is you have full control over it. So you can choose the date that you purchase. You can change that all the way up till the night before. You can change what's in your box month to month, and really get your basics and get those delivered to your door automatically each month. The perks of the loyalty rewards program is that you get points back starting at 10% of orders over 50 PV, and then building up over the months all the way up to 30% back. That's on top of your already discounted wholesale price. And then those points can be exchanged for free product later. There's also a oil of the month. If you order 125 PV before the 15th, you can actually get the free product of the month as a thank you from doTERRA. So if you're wondering what kind of things you might have in your loyalty rewards order, this is a perfect one to support stress, sleep, and emotion. So it has our entire adaptive system there with the capsules, the oil, and the roller. It has a bottle of wild orange, because who doesn't love wild orange? It goes wonderfully with everything. It's a beautiful pick-me-up oil. You get your Copaiba soft gels for that calming and that nervous system support. Can also help with pain management and those types of things if you're also dealing with that. And then your balance oil for all things grounding. So this is just one example of a wellness box that you could put together and place. We are still before the 15th, so that free oil is still available. And then you get those product credits or your free points back. The really great thing about the loyalty rewards order is you just have that amazing flexibility. All right. Oops, I think I went too far. So that's the end of my time. I'm going to stop sharing, and if I can, here we go. And then I'm going to come back and see if we have any questions before I turn it over to Rebecca. So here we go. Stop sharing. All right. So I see there's a couple of questions in. Excellent. So Quite a few of you felt comfortable in sharing out your scale of 1 to 10. And remember, we were saying 0 being not at all and 10 being this is a pretty big problem. So as I see, you know, we've got a 0 on one scale, which is excellent, but all the rest are 5. That's like average on up, and 7s and 8s. So I hope, and I know my screen got really dark as I'm sitting out here, but I hope that the information that you received today is helpful and gives you a couple of ideas of ways to support yourself naturally with sleep, stress, and anxiety. And so I'm gonna finish up today. Was there any other questions? You can unmute yourself. Can I show page 8 with the blends again? I can do that really quick. Or with blends.
So while you're pulling that up, Casey, is it okay if I share the code word for today?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because I always almost forget too. Okay, so the code word for this class is serenity. So if you are part of a team that is collecting all 8 code words to get your free prize, you want to jot that one down. So the word is serenity, just like the oil.
Yes. Yes. Now write that down for on your next LRP order for the serenity and for the code word today. So Maria, were you able to get that now? Excellent. And were there any other questions before I turn it over? No? Okay, well, I appreciate